Hello everyone, I'm Stefan. In this tutorial we're going to learn about laws of exponents. What is an exponent, how we can simplify it, how we can calculate different exponents, and so on. First of all, what is an exponent? For example, if we have a to the power n, what does it mean? Means a times a times a times a n times. This what does it mean? Means you take that number and you multiply it the times that has the power. For example, let's say we have a to the fifth is just a times a times a times a times a. This what does it mean? If you calculate them here are 5. This what the power means you multiply the number the times that has the power. And we know another law, that any number, we say any number to the power 0 is equal to 1. This what does it mean? Any number, doesn't matter, it could be 5 to the 0 is 0, minus 3 to the 0 is 1. I would say here 1, not 0. And we have another rule, that's a to minus n is equal to 1 over a to the power n. So if you have a number, for example 5 to minus 3 is just 1 over 5 to the power 3. And let's see some rules. So if we have a to the power m times a to the power n is equal to a to the power m plus n. And this where comes from? If you look at it, we say, for example, this is the first one here, we say is m times, it will be a times a times a m times, and another one is times a times a times a times a n times. If you see, and here it has times, it will be multiply this plus this is just equal, it will be here is m plus n times, it will be multiplying, therefore it will be just to the power this where it comes from. And if we have a to the power m times the power m, n is just a to the m times n. And if you want to see how that works, if we have, for example, let's give a numbers, we have, let's see that we have a times 3 times 2. What does it mean? It just means a 3 times to the power 2. And what does it mean? This means a times a times a times a times a times a. And if you see, it's give us like here, if you calculate them, it will be 6 times, and 6 times is just 3 multiplied in 2. Now what does it mean? Therefore a to the power 3 2 is just a to the 6th. That what comes from. Here's another identity. If we have a b to the power n is just a to the power n times b to the power n. The same thing if you take, for example, a b to the power 4 is just ab multiply ab multiply in ab multiply in ab. This is 4 times and just equal to, if you calculate this one and this one and this one and this one, it will be a to the 4th times b to the 4th. Same thing. See another identity. If we have a to the power m over a to the power n is just a to the power m minus n. So how that works, let's say that we have a to the 4th over a to the 3rd. What does it mean? It's just like this, a 4 times over a 3 times, and you see you can cancel those, it will be just a, and a is just 4 minus 3 is just a, because a is a to the power 1. Let's find another identities. Everything has relation with the exponent. Let's see if we have a over b to the power n is just a to the power n over b to the power n. The same thing if we have, for example, a over b to the 4th is just a over b times a over b times a over b times a over b. And if you see, if we have number like this, a over b times c over d, it's just ac over d here over bd. Same thing, we can just multiply the top and by itself and multiply the bottom, it will be a to the 4th over b to the 4th. Same thing. And if we have 1 over a, it's just a to the minus 1 to the power minus 1. This all identities has relationship with the exponents or the laws. So let's do some examples. Let's, for example, do those examples here. If we have a to minus 4 multiply in a to the times 6 is just x to the 6 plus minus 4 is just x squared. This is what comes for, and you can see how we can do it. This one here is just 1 over x to the 4th. Let's just do it like that. This one gives us x to the 6th over x to the 4th, and this one is just x to the 4th multiply in x to the 2nd over x to the 4th. You see you can cancel this and you just stay with x squared. Just more explanation to understand more, to practice. Second one, you have x to the 2nd raised to the power 4 is just x multiply in 2 times 4 is just x to the 8. And if you want to see how you can do it, it's just like that. To know where it comes from, it will be x times x to the 4th, and you can repeat this 8 times. It will be x times x, x times x, x times x, and x times x 8 times. If you calculate them, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, it will be x to the 8. This where comes from, let's delete it. It's very simple. It looks hard, but it's not. Let's do the third one. If we have x to the fourth, multiply in y to the negative 3 over x to the second, multiply in y to the y square, y multiply in y. This is really simple. It will be just x to the fourth, x to the second times x to the second times, and if you see here, this here is x is y to the negative 3. You can always put it down and change the sign. Let's do that. It will be here over 2x squared times y to the third. We take it down, we have to change the sign, and you will see this 2 here, it will cancel with this 2, and we will end only with x squared over 2 y to 1 plus 3 is equal to x squared to y to the fourth. That's the answer for that one. The last one, the fourth one, we have 3x times y squared, everything to the third power, over 3x times y squared, everything to the second power. If we see here, those numbers are the same. Inside the parentheses are the same, so we can just do this. It could be, this will be just, we take it to the top, make it not negative. This will be just 3y minus y squared over 3 minus 2, if you want to simplify it. And this where it comes from, you can just do it like this. Put this to 3x times y squared times 3x 7 and y squared times 3x y squared 3 times over 3x times y squared 2 times 3x times y squared, and you see you can cancel this 2 with this, and you end just with this one here, same thing. What is give us here is just 3x minus y squared. The third one, we have, if we see, we have the power are negative, so what is telling us, we can switch them and change the sign. So will be x squared over x to the third, and this one here we cancel, we just x squared over x squared times x, so we cancel this 2, and we will end with 1 over x, or is just 1 over to the minus 1, same thing. Just to refresh. The third one, we have 3x squared over x, everything squared again. So what's this giving us here is just, we can write it just like this, 3x squared times 2 again over x squared. So the identity, if you have one square, you can always separate them, and this one is giving us is just 3x to the fourth over x squared, and just 3x squared times x squared over x squared. We can cancel this and we will end with 3x squared. I choose this example, the last one here is a little bit challenging, and see what we can do. And if you notice that the square root of a is just a to the power 1 over 2, and if we have like this, the third root of cube root of a is just a to the 1 over 3. That's what does it mean. So let's try to do this one here. So what is going to give us if we use same identity we did now? This everything will be just x squared times y over like this to the fourth here, because square root is to the fourth, over cube root of x times y. So what is going to give us here is just x squared times y to the power 1 over 4 over x times y to the power 1 over 3. What we're going to do, we're going to separate 1x from here, take it outside. So what is going to be is just x to 1 over 4, leave it by itself, times x times y to 1 over 4 over x to y to 1 over 3. And now we do that subtracting, will be x to the 1 over 4 times x times y to 1 over 4 minus 1 over 3, and it's going to get x to 1 over 4 times x times y. And if we see 1 over 4 minus 1 over 3 is equal to 3 over 12 minus 4 over 12, and give us 1 over 12. So this is the answer for that one. So we put here minus 1 over 12, and we're going to get x to 1 over 4 times x y over 1 over 12 minus 12, and it will give us x to 1 over 4 over x times y to the 1 over 12, and this you can just write it something like this if you would like, 4x over 12x plus y, and that's the final answer. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, was useful for you, and thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe, and wait for next video.